if it sounds like, the position is owners saying, I know we agreed to the prorating back in March, but the boots on the ground that the virus has placed on all of us changes everything. Now that we know there's definitely going to be no fans, now that we know the circumstances under which we will have to play the pro-graded games, we didn't factor that in March, or we didn't agree to things back in March knowing what we'd have to do here in May.
Here's the thing. The league does believe that it factored that in. The league believes that there's language in that contract, in that deal with the Players Association, that absolutely covers the scenario that you just mentioned. And there are words in there about economic feasibility and good faith bargaining, and that essentially baseball believes the way that the contract is worded. And I've talked with a number of lawyers who agree with the league on this, that the way that it's worded, it essentially puts the onus on the players to bargain in good faith over what salaries doesn't say specifically over what salaries are going to be, but it says over the economic feasibility, and you can take economic feasibility and extrapolate it out to salaries, considering those are going to be the largest taker of capital from owners.
So now that we're now that we're in a good old fashioned lawyer taking a look at contract conversation, what if the players believe that the owners aren't dealing in good faith because of what Max Scherzer's clearly saying, that that this is another pay cut they're being asked to do, and the way that the owners are putting it out there by saying that there's not everything is public information, and that baseball's economic strategy would change if everything was under the light of day. The reading in between the lines, there's a lot of threats about union busting and using public opinion in a bad faith way, right? Am I reading that correctly, Jeff?
I don't. I'll tell you, I don't. I personally have not gotten the vibe of union busting from this.
Okay, good.
I think that MLB just made a kind of a repulsive offer.
Okay.
That's just what it was. I think if you want to say that's not bargaining in good faith, there's a reasonable case for that to be made. But I also think that offer shows MLB believes that it is operating from a position of strength, because otherwise it would not offer something that it knows outright is going to be rejected by the players and is going to probably insult the players. In that position of strength, I don't know what it is exactly, because the people who are running this negotiation are professional negotiators and are much smarter than I am. But I think they have the backing of owners right now who want to be hard line about this. These are people who are not used to losing money, and there's a chance that they're either not going to make as much. It's clear they're not going to make as much as they have in the past. But if you take MLB at face value, they say that owners are going to be losing tens, in some cases hundreds of millions of dollars. And the problem that the Players Association has is that it just doesn't believe that. And this is something, Rich, that goes back. It's endemic. I mean, it is built into the DNA of the Major League Baseball Players Association for the players to come up and be told and taught, do not trust Major League Baseball. Do not trust Major League Baseball. I mean, I don't know if the words are exactly said like that, but that's essentially the message that's delivered to every player who comes up in the big leagues. And so when you get to situations like this where MLB is saying, trust us, players are going, we want to see some documents. We want to see how much money you guys are making with your local television contracts. We want to see how much money you're making in national television contracts. We want to see what your projections are if you play no games. We want to see all of these things, local sponsorship agreements, stuff like that. We want you to provide evidence that you are going to be as poor as you say you are, because we can't take you at your word after all the things that you've done both historically and in recent years.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.